So there's a featurette that came out today that's going to preview the Obi Wan Kenobi Disney Plus series that's being worked on right now by Lucasfilm coming in 2022. And I wanted to do a little video about it. I'm going to do a reaction. I don't like doing reactions because of the copyright problem. So this video may get copyright claimed by Disney. It's possible. I certainly hope not. Other channels get away with reactions. They have like MCNs to protect them, and I don't. So I usually have to fight through that, which is BS, honestly, because all I'm doing is just talking about what is going on, with Disney, and I don't want to say I'm promoting them. They don't need me to promote them. They're way bigger than I am. But it's one of those things where like there's no ill will here, but the automated YouTube system tends to catch these things. So I'll do what I can today. We're going to be discussing this clip right here and talking about it because I for one, am looking forward to seeing Ewan McGregor playing an older, wiser, and alone Obi Wan Kenobi in this series that takes place in between Star Wars episodes 3 and 4.
There's a hunger for this character to come back.
Yes, there is a hunger for the character to come back. I do miss Obi-Wan.
The fans have been waiting long enough, you know?
That's
Something
cool.
that's extremely exciting is the return of obviously Ewan McGregor as Obi Wan Kenobi.
Don't forget that Deborah Chow did direct some Mandalorian episodes. So, I mean, we've heard through the grapevine, God, maybe over a year ago, she was going to be doing the Obi-Wan show. And her episodes of Mandalorian are good. She's a talented director. And, of course, Favreau and, I don't know about Favreau, but I know that Filoni's probably going to be involved in this to make sure that it's, the continuity fits with the canon. All right, so this painting right here, this shot of Obi-Wan on top of the Tauntaun, I guess the Tauntaun or whatever, older with a beard. I like it. He's not quite episode 4, Obi-Wan. He's not Alec Guinness yet, but he's getting there. This is the transitional period, and with the makeup effects, it's gonna be awesome, bro. One thing you got to give Disney credit for is aesthetically they get the job done.
This is quite a dark time that we're coming into with him. Just being a Jedi, it's not safe. There's Jedi hunters out there.
At least he has this one.
I love these ships, man. I love it. So they're hunting him down. This is, of course, during the Jedi Purge.
There's this one task left, which is to keep Luke safe.
That's definitely a starting place for our story. The interesting thing is going to be where it goes from there.
So he's got to keep Luke safe. Now, does that mean we're going to see Kid Luke? Would be a first. I'll tell y'all a quick Star Wars tidbit. I don't know a lot of y'all know this, but when George Lucas was writing the original trilogy, he did think about the prequels and kind of what happened before. You have to read a book called The Secret History of Star Wars. It's a great, great, great book. Goes into a lot of things that a lot of Star Wars fans don't know. And a lot of the behind the scenes. And Lucas was thinking about, he wasn't going to make them, but he was thinking about what the backstory was. And if someday he would go back and make one prequel. This is like early in development. This is before Return of the Jedi was finished. I think it was actually right around New Hope. And he envisioned like a 10-year-old Luke Skywalker. You know what I mean? Like, and then Obi-Wan takes care of him. Like that kind of thing. We never got that because the prequels are all about Anakin and his fall. But it would have been interesting to see a movie where Obi-Wan has to protect Luke from whomever. The Empire, Vader, whomever. See, these shots of other worlds and planets means that Obi-Wan's going to be leaving Tatooine at some point. So if he leaves Tatooine, is Luke going to be safe? What would be the reason for him to leave Tatooine? Does Luke get kidnapped? Is it a Grogu situation where Obi-Wan has to take care of Kid Luke for a while? Like, my concern, guys, is that they're going to screw up the canon with this, and they're going to contradict a lot of the stories and a lot of the lore that George Lucas had put together. Disney has been notorious for doing this. They're still doing it. And I'm worried this is going to do it, which is going to be a big disservice to Ewan McGregor, who wants to honor that character. I respect Ewan McGregor. I don't want them to screw this up, but I would assume that he checked with them with this. Vader's return.
The most beautiful thing of all is that it's brought me back together with Hayden.
We are bringing back Hayden Christensen to reprise the role of Darth Vader. We couldn't tell the story of Obi Wan Kenobi without addressing Anakin or.
So it looks like what's happening here is that Vader. Okay, this is awesome right here. So Vader is hunting Obi-Wan. So I'm guessing what happens is at some point Obi-Wan leaves Tatooine. Because Vader does not know about Luke being on Tatooine. If he knew, he would have gone to go find him, even though it's his homeworld. So it looks like Obi-Wan gets spotted on another planet, and Vader goes to hunt him down himself. Now, while I am excited to see Vader, I love Vader, and Hayden Christensen, I'm happy for him. I really am. It's gonna be Vader in this though because Anakin died. Not died, but the Anakin died. Certain point of view in Episode 3, and became Darth Vader. And so the only way it's gonna work is if we see Anakin in like one of those Bacta tanks, like what we saw in Rogue One, or if it's a flashback, or if it's like they zoom into like the X-ray the helmet, kind of like what they did with Iron Man in the MCU. But it looks like what's going to happen here is that Obi-Wan will leave the planet. Vader will go find him. That's going to lead to their big duel. Personally, I'm going to be honest with you guys. I don't bullshit you on here. I really didn't want to see that because when Vader and Obi-Wan are fighting in Episode 4, he tells him, the last time we met, I was but the learner. Now I am the master. He says that to him. And after the whole 6-episode saga was complete, he's talking about Mustafar. In fact, if you read that Secret History of Star Wars book, they even discuss that Lucas, for years, had always thought that when he came up with the Anakin fall, he had always thought that Anakin, it would make sense if he fell into a volcano, right? Now, that later on became Mustafar, a volcanic planet, but, it's the same idea. His body ends up melting, and then they put him in the suit. And to me, that line in Episode 4 is a direct connection to Episode 3. Even though it may not have been intended to be when the movie was first made. And them fighting again, I don't know if I like that. It's kind of like what they did with Dooku and Anakin, how in Episode 3, Anakin says, my powers have doubled since the last time we met. And we're thinking about Episode 2, but the Clone Wars show has them confronting each other multiple times. So it's like, I don't know. They can get away with it, but it just, to me, takes away from the connective tissue of the movies. That's just my opinion. You might not agree with me. That's what I think.
Kenobi without addressing Anakin or Vader.
And that's Vader's castle right there, by the way. Lightsaber action. I'm happy we're getting a Jedi story, yo. You know how much we love the Jedi. There it is right there. That's Obi-Wan and Vader's duel in the show. And I'm excited to see it, but I'm also, I don't know. Obi-Wan's going to kick his ass. I mean, that's the way I'm thinking it's going to go down.
Swing at each other might be quite satisfying for everybody.
Maybe Ewan just wants to be inside the suit because he's a fan. Maybe that's all it is.
We hope that you enjoy it as much as we enjoy making it.
I like the clever editing there between Episode 3 and Empire Strikes Back there. Okay, so look, I know it's kind of become commonplace here on YouTube to trash Kathleen Kennedy because Kathleen Kennedy is responsible for the sequel trilogy being trash, but Kathleen Kennedy also helped put together The Mandalorian, The Book of Boba Fett, and this and a few other projects that we like. So YouTube grifters will constantly use Kathleen Kennedy and make her the enemy, and I understand why, because like I said, the sequels were garbage, especially 8 and 9. But they're trying to make up for it. And I think as a logical thinking person, not a sponge of bullshit, we need to understand they're trying to give us good quality Star Wars. And this looks like good quality Star Wars. Deborah Chow looks like she could get it done. And I'm excited for this. Honestly, I am more excited for this than I was The Mandalorian. And that wound up being great. This I'm actually really hyped up for. Like, I have big expectations from this, which might be a mistake. What do you think about the Obi Wan Kenobi trailer or clip or whatever coming next year? We're going to get Book of Boba Fett at the end of this year, the very, very end, and then this shortly after. So Disney Plus is rocking and rolling, y'all. I'm gonna watch it, and we'll see how it goes. Anyways, I'm gonna end the video here. Thanks for watching. Have a great day, and I'll talk to y'all soon.